How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Master Beer Reviews, back to yet another review. A little bit of Carton Jams. Today's MBR with a little bit of Krunger. This is, as they would put it, a Lactose late hopped pale ale. Krunger. I knew what that was. I didn't know what it was, but it blipped and blopped in my brain. I'm like, I've heard that before, so I looked it up. Yes, that's right. A little bit of research, who would thunk it? And it's psychology. The base, very generic, and I'll probably screw this up, is that it's like a cognitive kind of condition where people who aren't that smart, for lack of a better term, or basically people think they're more more skillful, more superior than they actually are. It's like a thing in their brain where, like me, how I think I do all this really well, but in reality, it's probably a dumpster fire. That's what it is. So it's kind of, I don't know. I have a theory about why they named this. Maybe that's me doing my whole Dunning-Kruger thing, but let's dive into it. We'll talk about it while I'm pouring it because it's going to be way too long anyway. We already talked about the name. On the side here, per Carton, they usually have this little kind of story over here. It says, when we decided to do a big Lactose IPA overhopped with lemon drop hops, we were greatly underestimating or overestimating our ability to fruit a pale ale without fruit. Can we know? Can we know? Carton has long lived. It's so hard to read these goddamn things, Augie. Carton has long lived in the conceit that the art in making things that invoke flavors without those ingredients. So here's our test to our metacognition. With just water, barley, oats, hops, yeast, lactose, and a little vanilla. With only all that stuff, we have made something distinctly lemony without lemons. Drink Dunning-Kruger and know nothing. He thought basically they were going to, and Augie's preached that forever. It's so much kind of, creating flavors from things to taste like things as opposed to just throwing the flavors of things in there. He's talked about that before. So he kind of goes into it and he talks about mega cognition, which is kind of a part of the whole Dunning-Kruger thing. You want to look it up on Wikipedia or whatever. Anyway, I don't know. I feel like there's like a dig in here. I think this is more like the opposite of what he kind of lines it up to, where it's like, okay, can we do this? But I think it's more like we are doing this and everybody else out there is just throwing a bunch of shit in the stuff, and they're the ones who have the Dunning-Kruger kind of thing going on. I think it's a dig. I know it's a dig, but it's a kind of like a wink wink haha kind of dig thing going on. So anyway, we're gonna drink it, see what's what. It's Carton all the way. Ron Burgundy's on the side of it. That doesn't suck. Actually, that's the whole, it's Augie being stroked by somebody. Yeah, there's people on there. Anyway, what are you gonna do? So you're talking about a oated lactose hopped up beer with lemon drop hops. So we'll see what's what. Hey there, guy. That'd be clear. So you're talking about, your lactose-laden, big, huge, hazy, oated to an nth degree kind of beer. Doesn't really look like that. That's a very clear beer. It's not microfying glass clear. You might be able to kill a couple 2-tree ants with that sucker, but she's way clearer than what you'd expect based off of what is written on a can and what our preconceived notions of kind of hazy lactose beers are. Pinky finger, maybe just off way ahead. Infinite creaminess, super tight, compact bubble, and she's got a soft, yellowy glow to her. Very clear, very crisp. So not what you expect, but it's kind of what you expect if you want something lemony. Lemony to me is sprightly and bright and refreshing. Kind of looks like that. Let's get a nose on her. You're not getting a huge lemon thing off there. I'm getting a soft, very soft, like a lactose vibe off of it. I'm getting probably more real kind of I'm going to say real lemon. It's not even lemon zestiness, and it's not pithiness. It's like an illusion of lemonness. I mean, that's kind of what they're talking about there, but they're going for actually bringing that kind of lemon thing to the forefront. But I'm not really getting a ton on the nose. I'm getting a soft bitterness, a little bit of kind of not too over the top, kind of malted, grainy sweetness, but then you get a little bit of touch, and it's very small. Everything across the board is very small, kind of touch of a little bit of lactose, and that'd be that. Yeah, she smells nice, but yeah, a little bit of little bit more gentle than I thought it would be. Let's see what the taste has. Cheers. Okay. You're definitely getting a lactose / vanilla thing going on. And there's a soft bitterness to bounce off just enough of that kind of sweetness in there. From the grains, the lactose and the vanilla get a little bit larger than that, so it does skew a little bit sweeter. I don't get a ton of lemon in it. I get a soft lemon. You know what it reminds me of more than anything? They're talking about making a lemony thing. To making this taste more like lemon squares. Like just breaded, baked lemon squares. But someone, you know, if you're making, you know, baking is a science, much like kind of beer can be. I'm a horrible baker. I'm more of a cook than anything else. But it's more of a science thing. And this tastes like somebody just kind of went a little bit too light on the lemon they put into lemon squares. So you're getting a little bit of that soft vanilla. You're getting a little bit of that vanilla, that little bit of creaminess that you would get from this kind of lemon squares. You're getting a bit of that graininess from the bread. And you're getting that bitterness that is beer-centric all the way, unless you put a little bit of lemon zest on there. But it's not a zesty, lemony kind of bitterness. It's just kind of a generic bitterness, and this soft, almost watered-down kind of lemon. Like you're making some lemon squares, and you just didn't put enough lemon in it to kind of bring it out. Is that a bad thing? No. Each sip, you get a little bit more, though. So that's kind of fun. But I wish it was just like microns. Just a little bit more, because it's a light beer. It's 7%, so it's not a small beer, but it comes off light. It's a little warming in the cheeks, but it comes off a little bit lighter. So it comes off a little bit more chuggable, a little bit more drinkable. So everything in there is, I wouldn't say delicate, but kind of a little bit, you know, a little bit more gentle than you'd expect from a 7% beer. So that lemon can't be too big, but I think it just comes up a little bit too small for me. And oddly enough, it doesn't come out very lemon drop hoppy. Lemon drop hops are very distinct for me. They kind of usually kind of hit me in the face just because of how distinct they are, and it's not one of my favorite kind of hop varieties. I know although words, I know Carton uses them quite a bit. I've had several beers with them using lemon drop hops, but yeah, it just comes off a little bit weaker for me, lemon-wise. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I think the beer's nice. It's tasty. It's drinkable. Again, it's that kind of fun little kind of unique cut at beers that Carton typically takes, and yeah, I like it. I think it's fun. It's fun in a way that I really enjoy what Carton does. In that they just kind of, I don't want to say they take chances. They're just creative with flavor. Who doesn't like that? Oh yeah, that's right. Nobody does, because it's not the thing that he's making fun of, technically. Anyway, so let's talk about it. Yeah, is it one of the better lemon drop topped beers? I don't know how to call it. One of the more interesting beers. We'll just cut to the chase. One of the more funner beers that I've had as of late. It's fun. It's nice. It still lacks a little bit of what it's trying to be, a lemony thing. I mean, to take it to task for what it says it's going to be, it misses that mark slightly. So I'm not going to bang it too much because it's still an enjoyable beer, but I wish it was a little bit more lemony, just because that's what it says it wants to be. Value and availability, it's Carton, you know. Picked it up off the shelf, I don't know, 14, 15, 16 bucks a 4-pack, and leave you with it if you like what we like this. If you like creative beers, Carton's very polarizing. People either get it or don't get it, or get it and then don't get it, and then don't get it and then get it, and whatever. If you like unique takes, if you like fun beer, who would have thunk it, beer being fun, you'll dig it, much like what Carton does across the board. So there you go. Another review in the books down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the podcasting stuff. Augie, interviewed him like 3 times already on there. So you can go check that out, and a bunch of other brewers and stuff like that. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little Krunger right now. And then hopefully see you next time. Cheers.